But this patient's going to require a tunnel dialysis catheter, and we almost always use a retrograde tunnel catheter for two reasons. Number one, you put the business end, namely the tips of the catheter, in the right atrium first. So this way you can get them in where you want them before you make the second incision. Because once you make the second incision, you've kind of burned your bridges. You're a little stuck with what you've got. So this way we'll have we'll be able to put the catheter in the exact right spot before we make our second incision. And secondly, the exit site, the length of the incision is the same as the diameter of the catheter. So the catheter fits perfectly in the exit site, and it doesn't require any securement because the dacron cuff will get pulled down from the neck, not insert upwards from the chest. And these are the two main advantages of the retrograde tunnel technique, and we'll try to demonstrate them during the procedure. We're going to give you some local anesthetic now. It's going to pinch. Okay.
Pinch and burn.
Mother.
Leslie, you're going to get plenty more of that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm sorry about
Pinch
that.
and burn.
You gotta warn me.
Looks like probably the right amount.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little more. That's enough.
So we ask you, Ray, okay?
There you go.
That just means it will start filming.
Okay. Aim for the seam in the probe. All right, so we're threading in the 0.1 inch night null tip wire. It's going smoothly. Okay, so we'll remove this needle. Looks like a nice break micro introducer. A little rotate, a little push.
Going in.
Good, perfect. Let me have the second wire, Anthony. Inch wire in, and we will try to get this down into the inferior vena cava. So let's bring her into the floor. There's the wire. You can see it'll go down through the heart. Okay, right down into the...
Perfect shot.
Okay. And I like to do this. Okay, so we're going to load up the first dilator, a 12 French. Going smoothly. We like to do this midline. Okay. Good. She's got a fairly long being French dilator, correct, Jan? Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we have the introducer assembly. I'm going to put this in. You may feel a little discomfort. Yeah, direct it down. Okay, good. Okay, so now take out the wire and the inner cannula together. We have the retrograde tunneled catheter, and we're going to insert it so that the long limb lies laterally. And we're going to position, this is the first advantage of this catheter, that the business end, the tips, are going to go in before we make the second incision. Tips are going in.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the catheter in now, the introducer, and we're going to break away the introducer sheath. Okay, Jeff, just push that. Just stay. Wait, no, all right. I don't want you. All right, so we're going to pull this out and break it off. And we'll push this in. So we're going to pull this out. Good. Now we'll push this in, and we'll. All right, see, there's our dacron cuff right here. And now we'll see what our position is. Let's have a little floor. Okay, so this catheter looks like it's a little long at this point, so I'm going to back it out on the floor, just right about there. You see the long limb lies lateral. Where to make the second incision. I think we'll put it right about there. Now we'll anesthetize the tunnel. Major advantage of this procedure is that the width of the knife is going to be same as the diameter of the catheter. So we're going to insert this, but we're not going to cut. We're just going to go straight in. All right, so we're going to feed in the tunneling device here. All right, there it goes. All right.
And we're going to have the tunneling exit from the cervical incision right up there. So at this point, we have another cervical tissue a little bit. Okay, so we'll fit this on. All right, so I felt the cervical tissue dilate a little bit. Now I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to attach the catheter to the tunneling device and release the clamp. I'm going to pull the catheter through out onto the chest. It's snug. Oh, here it comes. Okay. Good. So we're going to just pull this out and watch the cuff go in at the same time. Okay. So now our catheter's in. So at this point, you can see that the catheter fits perfectly into here. The locking mechanism, can you see that? We're going to slide the locking mechanism down onto the catheter. We're going to clamp the catheter. Blue clamp. We're going to cut the catheter at the second cutting site. It tells us exactly where to cut the catheter here. So we're going to cut the catheter here. And we're going to attach the tips. The red to the red and the blue to the blue. It's the red side. Then we take the locking mechanism, slide it up, and just screw it, lock it into place. Okay, now we're going to remove the clamp. Now I'm going to demonstrate one of the major advantages of this catheter, and that's that the catheter fits perfectly in this incision. And because the cuff never came antegrade but got pulled down retrograde, it won't require any securement. So that's one thing I really like about this catheter. So it's in there very snug. It will require no securement. At this point, we're going to look at the fluoro. This will close with a single stitch. Of course, you got to be careful not to encompass your catheter. Exit site perfectly. The tips are where you want it early, and we're gonna dress it up, and it will not require any securement at all because the Dacron cuff did not come from this side, but it got pulled in. Thanks.
Where's the car?